Is it... You let, give me a thumbs up whenever it's...
What?
Is it live yet, or...?
Take a few seconds.
That was a yawn, it's okay. Okay, I think I'm live. So I'm going to just drop a message into Twitter. And we'll see if anyone actually joins in on this. So if you hear any noise in the background, it's my puppy, who is, after all day of sleeping, has finally decided to wake up 2 minutes before I start to do this. So we'll see how it goes. Just jump in and check the stream to see. We have 2 people viewing, one of which is my wife, so we know at least one person else is watching. There is a comment section. I'll try and check if we'll see how it goes. If not, I'll just batter away like nothing else is going on. So this is super weird and super awkward, but I thought, fuck it, we're all locked indoors with coronavirus. Well, not locked indoors, but I was at the health license today getting a drink, but I thought we'd do something to keep myself preoccupied and busy. So, as the title kind of suggests, and if you've seen any of the tweets online, this is something I thought about doing for a long time. Let's see if we can get like a funnier background. So hopefully the typing isn't too loud. Okay, we'll go first link on Google when I click drunk programming. So this is kind of an idea I've had for a long time, around the idea of like getting drunk and trying to like either implement or test out or try a framework while trying to get drunk as possible. So jump back in the stream. Still have 2 people. I imagine the other person is potentially Shag. He's the only person who's been supporting me through this. So fire in comments and questions as we go along with this. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I didn't even know how to start the stream until about 5 minutes ago. So this is going to be a very experimental. Resolutions are going to be crap. If this takes off, I'll maybe do something else. We'll see how it goes. But we'll get the logistics and kind of chit chat over the way while we see what the crack is. Let's check back on Twitter here. So, yeah, as I was saying, like this is kind of an idea that I've floated about before. Like, I listen to enough podcasts and I see like programming, live streaming is becoming like a big kind of thing online, be it like Twitch. I like YouTube because I have the YouTube app installed on my phone already, so why not just use something that I use already. And I thought about the idea of like, you know, having a drink, playing about. Like I always joke, like, you know, we work in the modern tech where every company has a beer fridge and something that allows people to get, you know, drunk while they code. So why not do some drunk coding online? So I managed to get out through the madness and pick myself up the cheapest bottle of wine, which actually turned out to be £8. I was hoping to get like a £4 or £3 bottle of wine, and this is a Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm more a Merlot Malbec kind of person, but this is the only wine they had left in the shop of the highest alcohol percentage. So we're looking at 3.5%. So the test is real. Got our first glass open. Being very fancy and pouring this into a Galway crystal glass because we're programmers. Oh, and it was a wedding present from our friends. I don't want to name names or any of that kind of stuff, but yeah, it was a very nice Galway crystal glass. It makes me feel fancy when I'm drinking really, really cheap wine. I'm also the person who puts red wine in the fridge. Yes, I am a fucking animal, but I'm used to drinking shit, and shit tastes better when it's ice cold, so why not make it ice cold? Alongside of that, I have a bottle of Tesco Special Reserve whiskey. I originally planned to take a swig every 5 minutes, but I was sharply considered to not do so by my wife, who made the point of this. So this live stream is going to last maybe like an hour, but knowing how we do things, like, so my wife and myself have our own podcast. It usually, we say like half an hour, it lasts like an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes. If I'm doing it every 5 minutes, I'll probably end up throwing up halfway through. So I'm thinking maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. After the first week, I may reconsider the whole idea completely, but it's been in the freezer because it is, again, the cheapest bottle of whiskey I could find. A minimum 3-year-old. I fucking doubt this has even been aged, but we'll see how that goes. So, still getting going. Oh, we're up to 4 concurrent views. So, as I say, like, I'm learning everything I go. It took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to click the button to like start the stream. So we'll see if anyone's actually watching this. And I type something in the chat. I don't know if that chat is for me or for everyone who's involved in it. We'll see how it goes. So, I'll waffle for a bit more time just to kind of get this going started. It's kind of strange to be doing this on a Saturday night. Now, people, especially in tech, like I obviously, I would hope I work in tech. They don't want to sit and program or watch someone programming on the weekend, but because we kind of been working from home so much, the days and the nights and the weekends and the weeks blend into each other. I woke up this morning and I wasn't sure if it was a Friday or a Wednesday. For £8, that isn't great either. But it's 13.5%, so we're gonna get going. So I thought, like, you know, I'm competing against that in deck at the minute with the Saturday Night Takeaway, which I kind of wanted to watch myself. I'm really hopeful I can watch it on the Plus One or ITV Player or whatever it's called. But yeah, okay. I think we got like 4 people watching. We've got to drop down to 3. And Liffy Designs, my his very supportive wife, threw a little comment in, so I know the comment system's working. So I think from this point onwards, I'm going to trigger the record. So it means that if anyone who couldn't make it and really wanted to watch it, if you're that way inclined, you can jump on and watch it. And when I figure out how to upload videos to YouTube, I will upload the video. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to trigger the record button. And you're going to see like an infinite loop of all my screens at the minute. There you go, I started recording. So this penultimate, if that's the first term for how you say about something, this first session was, I threw out some ideas on Twitter, and one of the suggestions came from an ex-work colleague, Martin McKeevy, or Bob as we like favorably call him. If I can try and find his tweet. I've probably scrolled past it. But he suggested the Svelte framework. Svelte? Yeah. Svelte is like, I think, when I hear the word Svelte, I think of like a fabric. SVLTJS. So he suggested the Svelte framework. This description, cybernetically enhanced web apps. Like, what does that actually mean? I've heard a lot about Svelte, and it seems to be like the new hotness. Like everyone in the JavaScript world kind of they love to just shit on everything else except for the thing that they use. So I'm a React.js developer. Well, I hate saying React.js developer. I'm a JavaScript developer. I predominantly use React.js in my normal day-to-day work. Oh, that's tart. But I'm a JavaScript developer. I use React.js to like make what I need to make. The way I look at it, I write JavaScript. React is just this like intermediate thing that allows me to take JavaScript and turn it into HTML and CSS, and things work. So Svelte seems to be like this new kind of like hot shit that's come out. People are like, yeah, this the killer. I don't think this is exactly it, but like people always use the term like no code or low code. But I think we're going to dive into this first because I've actually been meaning to use it for a long time. It's going to drop another tweet out as well, just in case any of the people who were from before you get the old links. This is where the professionalism is flowing. Because the link I sent it before, I think it was like the link to the channel, and I'm not really not really sure how YouTube works and these kind of things. The funny thing is, like, I watch people doing YouTubes, but I never, obviously never tried to do it myself. So yeah, so fire out a couple of shoots just so we can get some more people on it. Okay, we've got some comments. As you can see from the side panels, I am the dyslexic developer by name. I am actually dyslexic. I've been diagnosed when I was maybe 12. So when you see me typing things wrong, having to go to Google to check spellings because my reading and writing abilities is pretty terrible. I think this is a kind of, if you can hear slurping in the background, it's my dog drinking a bowl of water. I like to think of like this. It almost kind of helps me program because I'm more of an analytical thought person trying to think things through. But we can see here we've got Veranshi, I don't think we'll say. And we're talking about Vue and Svelte. Asking how long it's going to last. I think I'm going to try for an hour max. I know I'm like 15 minutes in. 1 hour max. 1.5 hours instead of an hour and 30 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, fire into the comments section. I'll try and like dip back in and out. But okay, enough bullshit talking. Let's get drunk and look at Svelte. So the cybernetically enhanced web apps. I think Svelte has this whole idea where like, yeah, so write this code. It's no virtual DOM. Where React has a virtual DOM. I don't know if React has more code. We'll see how it goes. No, I did some prep work for this because I didn't want to come in and people watch me run npm install. But yeah, we look at this. So Svelte, its whole idea is write this code, build boilerplate free applications. I think that's impossible. It compiles your code into tiny framework. See, I always heard the whole thing with Svelte is like it shipped down the line and it shipped no Svelte code. It just shipped JavaScript. But isn't that just the same as like you're shipping any of the JavaScript code it writes? It must be Svelte code. I can't understand it. So first way to get started is running npm x dig-it and then Svelte template my Svelte project. I've obviously run this previously. We have like my Svelte project run already, but the kind of we're going to do the quick start guide, building the template, then we move in that directory, and then we're going to do npm install, and I'm doing npm run dev. So if I do npm run dev, I'm already set up with that environment. It'd be a bit boring to watch me just run npm install, which is kind of nice that they're using npx or npx. Npx is like a thing that came out new with npm version 6, so it allows you to install and run tools without having to, like, normally beforehand you would have had to say like, you know, npm -g some command line tool, and then now it would exist in the global scope of your machine. If that goes out of date, it can conflict with ones inside your project. So having npx is like, it goes off, finds that, pulls it down locally, runs it, and then cleans up afterwards. It's really great for the likes of create React app. You can, probably should have cleared my history so you can see what I'm typing. But yeah, like npx is really great for create React app. But this isn't about React. This is about Svelte. So we've done this already. Svelte also has like a really, really cool getting started guide. So I think I scrolled on the bottom. Yes, so if you click on the Learn Svelte button, it brings you in this really cool interactive Svelte editor. Yeah, so anyone watching, like the stream is a little bit laggy. I think it's just maybe like we're all in quarantine, the internet's going crazy. Yeah, so if we look at this, their like introduction site is amazing because they provide you almost like a code sandbox live development environment. And if you hear barking in the background, there's a dog here. I'm not just crazy and making barking sounds for people. And I'll allow my wife to quickly grab the dog. I'll hold the dog for her. Yeah, so we have this introduction to Svelte. So like, this is where the title "Hello Drunk World" comes from. Like every program has like the very basic Hello World application and how you can manage and use this. What I really like about this is like it gives you the step-by-step guide of like how to go through, create things, build things, and even like if you don't want to type in what it says, when you click like show me down the bottom, it'll just add in the code for you, which I think is quite useful. So I kind of like I flicked through this beforehand. I don't know if this would be really boring just to go through a tutorial online, because you could do the tutorial yourself, or you could watch the likes of Wes Boss or Kensley Dodds or the guy who does level up tutorials. I can't remember his name. Scott Lindsay. Yeah, so you could probably watch those people go through, and they would be doing like a beginner's tutorial. But this is like I need to try and figure this out with no previous knowledge, while getting drunk. So let's actually get into like looking at some code. So I've already pulled down the dummy project. I've got it open in WebStorm. So WebStorm's my editor of choice. I know the key bindings, VS Code people will complain, but we'll see how it goes. So after running npm run dev, we now have a little local server running on port 5000. Excuse me. Already getting heartburn from that cheap wine. So we open this up. I've been playing this already. So like we now have this like hello world Chris test. How do we get to this point? So we can see in our project panel. So this could the resolution could be a bit funny on this, so it might be hard to see. So full screen it. If you're on a phone, turn it landscape. We'll play this by ear. So the project that they give us has an app.svelte file, which I'm going to assume is the actual like core Svelte code. And then we have a main.js file, which I find interesting. It seems to be like the initial starting point where like it creates the application first. Kind of like if you were a React developer, you would have an index.js file or like an app.js file if it was create React app, and that's like the first bit where it like starts the application and renders it into the DOM. So we can see like we have a const app equals new app comes from Svelte. So it seems like their kind of component system is creating a new component, like almost like a kind of object class way. I don't know the technical terms for a lot of these stuff. You give it a target, so like the document body. So that could be like if you had a project where you didn't have document body, you could do say document dot not get element, but probably query selector. And if you had maybe an element like app dash container, you could probably do the same as that. Or we could do body too, but we'll just stick to document dot body, and then you can pass in some initial props to your application. So this would be a great way to pass in any like configuration or user data or maybe API keys that you don't want to programmatically get, because if someone, thinking security wise, if someone wanted to intercept that, they could, alter the data that's been sent in. So this data is going to be taken at the start, and that's it. So we could change this to it's saying hello world. Let's update this to say hello drunk world. I guess actually the easiest way to do that is drunk. And then if we flick back to here, the beauty of like having a starter kit that does everything for you, like it auto reloaded. But we have hello world, or hello drunk world test. Let's get rid of that test. The test is it's not great. So we zoom in, take out our test here. So we've got hello drunk world. So we've made something. We didn't have to write anything, but we made something. Oh, I got some more comments. Command line background is so cool. This was inspiration from a developer it sounds weird when I say I respect. He changed his name so much. Yeah. So Ken Wheeler. If you don't follow him on Twitter, check him out. Follow him. He's less of a programmer anymore, but he drops like really sick like retrowave beats and pictures of meat. But you can, so with iTerm 2, you can set a custom background. So I set like a retrowave sunset kind of thing. Sometimes it's really impractical because it's impossible to read whenever it gets down to like the bottom of the panel, but it's good fun. That's right. Back to where we were. Yeah, so we've seen when we removed test from that, it updated to hello drunk world. And then visits svelte tutorial, which we kind of looked at. I had a quick glance through it. We're going to have to Stack Overflow. We're going to have to look back at that the whole way through this. But I have an idea of an application we can build that I think we should be able to achieve in the time zone. And when we hit, whenever I hit 1930, I'll take the first swig of whiskey and see how that goes. Could go horribly wrong, but let me refresh our wine. If you're drinking along at home, post in the comments what you're drinking. So, another tool I've been using recently, that cap screwing on was very close to the mic. I apologize. That probably sounded terrible. Another tool I've been like really like creaming over and getting like excited about is this tool, Scala Draw. I want to call it. It's probably not what it's called. Like I think it's like meant to be like Excalibur but drawing. I don't know how to spell any of those words, so I'm going to just try and type it in. EX Excalibur. I see this. It's Scala. Scala Draw. No, that's Excel Draw.
What is it? Is it E?
This is where it goes horribly wrong. Right, why I try and figure this out. Okay, so we have gaming is not a crime. Drinking Pringles? Fuck me. That doesn't sound great. Unless you're constipated. Oh, now I sound like a fucking YouTube commentator.
One word.
Thankfully, my wonderful, beautiful assistant wife helped me in the background try and exercise. So this is the tool of Scala Draw. I've really been kind of like creaming over it recently. It was built by some random developer and a bunch of random developers. We can like pop up their GitHub. It's a totally online, totally browser based. Like has like local caching, share links. Like look at all these testimonies from all these people who are fucking shit hot in the development community. But it works so well. So my idea of what I want to build is, obviously I was talking about earlier, I have a puppy. So I want to build like Icon has cheeseburger but for Shih Tzus. So I think Icon has cheeseburger has changed whenever I first used it. Now it's more of like a 9gag Reddit style thing, but it used to be just a picture of a cat and you liked it or you didn't like it, and then you hit random and you see another picture of a cat. So like if we kind of like whiteboard out what we're going to draw, what we're going to build. So we want like, this is going to be the picture of the cat. No, it's not even a cat, it's the dog. Dog. Picture of the dog. And I don't know how to spell Situ, so I'll just use dog. And then we want a button, I guess, at the bottom with some text in that. And as I said earlier on, if you've joined late, I'm heavily dyslexic, so if I fat finger type, I say fat finger type, and that just means I just don't know what I'm typing, so I just randomly type random keys. If I type something wrong, it's wrong on purpose. So we need a picture of the dog, we need a random button. I'm assuming we need like some sort of way of like maybe thumbs up and thumbs down, and we could do a count system maybe. We'll just do a favorite at the start. So yeah, I just got a pointer from the production studio. We could do we could do good boy, good girl. This or good dog, bad. I don't like to say bad dog.
No.
I need to think of something right. I don't know how bad the lag is.
Or no.
No. We'll just say like we'll just do a heart and we'll say like love it. Can this tool give me a custom shape? No, but we'll just say right. So this is going to be our love it. This will be our love it icon. So we're going to have picture of the dog around the button and be able to like heart a dog. Maybe if we get time we could have a list, not obviously filled, of our dogs that were our favorites. So then like a list below showing all the favorite dogs. So it's kind of like a to-do app but not the same as a to-do app. But I think if we can achieve this, we're good to go, right? Anyway, it's probably annoying as fuck for people who are watching this. When I jump into the live stream, you can see the comments, you can see the live stream video, but that's the only way I can see the live stream video. We're still on 3 people. I expected nobody, so we're doing better than most. So I think this is the first half hour, and it's the first swig. It's gonna be dangerous. So and you can listen for the cracks. This wasn't a bottle of brown water. I don't want to say piss, but we're all thinking that. Jesus, that's terrible. So I'm not a big whiskey fan. Like I enjoy whiskey because I enjoy to get drunk, but I can't tell much of the difference between all the different ones. So we'll see how it goes. Just give that a little moment to settle in. Yeah, so I think this is what we're going to try and build, and I've been on this for half an hour already. I don't know about anyone else. I'm going to give myself an hour from now to try and build as much of this as possible using svelte, with no background experience in using svelte. So right, let's jump into this. So I already kind of had the idea beforehand. So I luckily have a folder of pictures of dogs, and they're all Shih Tzus. I included my Shih Tzu. Oh, look at that dog! That's a good dog. Because I have a Shih Tzu. I'm not partial, but they're probably one of the best breeds in the world. But look at all those doggies. I have a feeling they're all going to get favoured, but I have to be impartial and try and figure this out. So I think maybe we'll try and build it out as one main application at the start, and then see when to start breaking things down into smaller components. Svelte does support componentization. Most frameworks are very component driven. Came from React. That whole idea, well, maybe it did. I'm not sure. Right, let's go. So, right, we don't care about this hello part. Well, I want a title, so we're going to call this Who is a Good Dog? I feel bad saying who's a good dog because no dog is not a good dog.
Say okay dog.
Okay. Okay, dog sounds like
or you could do good dog, very good dog.
Good dog, very good dog. Yes, that's it. Yes, I'm consulting with the production staff on the sidelines. Good dog, comma, very good dog.
If it's an or, do a backslash.
Ah, yes. Backslash?
No doubt.
Pipe? No. Good dog, very good. Doesn't matter, right. So, we still have our run dev going. Hopefully we still have people watching this. So, good dog, very good dog. I'm going to take a lot of artistic license from the styles that they provided us with. And again, any random questions, fucking fire them into the channel. I'll keep checking back. So we've good dog / very good dog, because all dogs are good. There's no such thing as a bad dog, only a bad owner. Ugh. Good. Obviously, this is a drinking tutorial thing, so I'm vaping because I don't want to smoke on YouTube. Don't get drunk and don't vape. So, based on our mock-up, we need a section to have an image of our dogs. So we need an image. And this is all going to be half-assed because I'm struggling already to see the screen. The whiskey worked very well. So we've created a div. Right, so we created a div so we can use this for styling. We need an image tag, so img source will just be an empty string for now. Image tags are self-closing anyway. Realistically, we should have an alt tag for accessibility, but it'll change every time, and I don't have metadata on the actual photos themselves, so I'm just going to fire in this is a dog. I apologize for anyone who loves accessibility. I don't know enough about it already, and I want to learn more about it. I'm trying to learn more, so if you have examples, tell me somehow. But we have this we have an image, but we need to then somehow put our dog images into that. So kind of looking at, when I looked at the Svelte docs earlier, there's Svelte has these has a script tag, and then it has a main tag, which I assume pinch and zoom so we can take in this. Script tag must be all your kind of logical JavaScript stuff. The main tag, I'm assuming, is your main kind of DOM rendering. If you had a React component or a Vue component, this would be the virtual DOM kind of stuff, even though Svelte doesn't have virtual DOM. And then we have a style tag, which I'm terrible at CSS and I'm not a designer, so this will probably get the least amount of use. except for a bit of flexbox as I go. So I have a feeling we can do some JavaScript here. Just looking over, keep an eye on my own dog Pepper. Shh, good girl. We have an Instagram account for her. I shouldn't have said her name because it will get her excitement. We have an Instagram account for her. Yes, I have an Instagram account for my dog. It is a bit of pepper. Well, Instagram.com/a bit of pepper. Go follow that for cute pictures of a cute dog. She knows a crack. So I'm feeling like we had the name in here before. I think we can probably stick our image in here before. So right, let's jump back into the svelte examples. There was that one where they had the picture of Rick Astley. So they had this image source. I want them to tell me how to do it. So we can pass in a source attribute, an alt. We're okay with that. So they can use those variables from up here. So if I can say, looking back at this, right, they're all lets. So if I do let current dog equals empty string for now because I don't know what I'm going to be using. Then I can say, actually I kind of want to call it current dog, so I'm gonna have to say break out of this. So we want to say our source is, and Svelte understands the bracket syntax for passing attributes to HTML, if that makes sense. The wine is getting tastier as it goes on. So then I can say current dog. I have my folder of dogs already. So if I can figure out how to go up a level. If I go up a level, so I go code, personal, and these are all my personal projects for GitHub things that I use. And there's something here around puppy pictures. So if I copy all these and go back and we go to, it should be Hello Drunk World, my svelte project. I think we just fire them into the source folder. So if I can create a new folder here, how do you create a new folder in macOS? Maybe I'll go into the folder and try it. Yeah, I grew up on Windows and things are just so much easier. Finder is terrible. Finder is like the worst example of how to have a file system that you can interact with your machine. It's so hard to find things, even though the name is called Finder. You can't fucking back up, back down, move around directories. It's really, really bad. Okay, so new folder, we'll call it IMG, and then yeah, hitting enter on that folder should have taken me to it, but fuck it, will not care. So we've got an image folder. So now if we open up WebStorm, we have our images there. So I'll just flick back, make sure we have no more questions. Oh, we got Mr. Haggerty on the line. So if we go back to our svelte app, right? So we've got our image directory inside under source. I wonder how svelte handles like relative versus, there's the alternative. There's like relative path is how you reference a file, and if you were using like the likes of React and Webpack, it would say like, okay, this is like your root directory. Anything under these, under this root directory I can find. I wonder, does Svelte's boilerplate that they provided me do something similar? So does it know that all the code and all the things I want to reference are under source, or do I have to use this public directory? But it has a build folder, so I'm not sure. Excuse me while I take a vape break. Yes, I smoke a Jill. I'm not a fucking bro or a homie or some shit like that. I'm trying to quit smoking, but with this fucking quarantine and COVID-19 stress, I'm smoking a lot more than I fucking should be. Oh, Christ, we got Mr. Carr watching too. Yeah, we're up to 5 concurrent views. Right. If you don't know what the game is, Google the game. So I think we'll be fine with the images under source. So let's try and see if we can reference one. So if I do img/1.jpg, JPEG, yeah, JPEG. Let's see what we get. Obviously it didn't render. Fuck. Right. Go to network. Go all. Refresh. So I can't find that. I'm wondering, do we have to stick the images in the public directory? Because the fat column there and the index is there. So let's try moving this entire folder into public. Oh, shit. Okay, right. It worked. We have a picture of a very cute dog with this tongue out. Let's remove that game thing because that's reference to one person in the whole thing. So, right. So we've now been able to load an image in, which I think, like, you know, it's not too bad. We've got our image up here, our image tag. But I think we want to be able to randomize this. I wonder how well Svelte is for just creating random functions. So jump back in chat. Pringles is the elixir of long life. Maybe I watch too much American TV, but Pringles is meant to be like for old people to, you know, let the fiber get out of their body. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. So I want to randomize this. So every time this refreshes, I want a random picture of a dog. Now, I was smart enough. If you hear that scratching, it is Pepper under the table scratching her cushion. I was smart enough earlier to name all the images a number, so I could randomize them. I'm pretty sure the way Svelte works is it lets you write arbitrary code inside of the script tag and also write functions. If I skip through this documentation, we might find out. Yeah, so you can write functions inside of this. So I want to create a random number function. I can't type because I'm a little bit drunk. Random. So, right, we need to create a random number from 1 up into 16. I don't know how to do that. So, let's go to Google. Random number between... We'll do 1 and 5 because I'm sure the same code will work. Somewhere's going to give us... Maybe... We can look at the MDM. MDM's probably going to give us... right, so we can do this. Get random int and then math.floor, math.random. So I think this is probably going to do this. I preface this with the fact that, yes, I'm the dyslexic developer and I'm the drunk hello world developer. I've been writing code for 10 years and I still have to look up how to randomly generate a number. If you do this in an interview question, it's a stupid test because the only way to test a developer is to be able to test how well they can Google search what they're actually trying to do and how quickly they can take that piece of boilerplate function, and turn it into something that can actually work. So I think this can work, and our max is going to be 16. But I worry about, is it going to be a 0 index? Because this looks like it's going to throw it a 0. We could hack this around for now. I don't want to dig too much into how to set the lower and the max. Oh no, okay, but even better. Right, there's a min and a max. So, copy pasta. Our min is 1 because I stupidly numbered them 1 to 16 instead of 0 to 15, whereas I should have done 0 indexing because that's the way arrays work. As I was doing it, I got to like number 5 and realized this, and I didn't want to go back and renumber them. I thought I probably could have got around doing this somehow. So we need to do some other things. Const and const. And our max is going to be 16 because we have 16 there, so we go 1, 16. Then we do math.floor. Not really sure what floor does. Floor returns the greatest integer less than or equal to the number. Fuck that. We do math.floor, math.random, multiply it by the min and the max. This is something you never need to learn because you can just copy and paste it out of the MDM docs. Why learn? Why have to write a random algorithm when there's a random algorithm written for you already? Let's double check the. Right, so we have our random algorithm that will give us a random number between 1 and 16, which works well with our images, which are numbered. So technically we can then turn this into a templated string. I don't know if we should put the function above. I wonder does svelte do, like, is this like execute it as it is, or does it do hoisting? So if you're unsure what hoisting is, like technically reading this as a programmer, if I was going to say it's dollar technically reading that as a developer, you're like, well, current doc equals image slash random.jpg. Now random is below, so random hasn't been instantiated or created or whatever the term is, so that should fail. But with JavaScript, there's JavaScript hoisting, which puts any, maybe because it's a function on its own, puts anything like that to the top when it compiles, so it can work for you. So we'll try it anyway, and if it doesn't work, then we know this needs to go above this. But technically now this should render a random picture of a dog every time we refresh the browser. If we go back to our Svelte app, oh yeah, the images aren't scaled well, but we refresh. Oh, look at that dog. Look at those ears. Look at them. And look at my wife. Look at those ears. And refresh again. The random is random, but I hope that's not the fucking case. Okay, yeah, no. So it's working. Oh shit, 8 doesn't exist. Have I fucked up? No, we have an 8. What is 8? Why isn't 8 rendering? 6, 3. I'm checking over here as well in case you're wondering. 10.jpg, 14.jpg, 15.jpg, 6 again, 4, 15. This is fucking thrilling, isn't it? Oh, I know what it is. 8.jpg was formatted really weirdly in it was JPEG, but it was like dot JPEG was uppercase, was it? No, it wasn't even. Right, 8's been funny. Fuck this, we're gonna find another one. So, we're gonna open a new tab. Shih Tzu puppies. Like I searched for this earlier. Images. Oh, there's so many to choose from. There we go. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Right. So, save. Pardon me. Save image as, and this is going to be 8.jpg. That's JPEG, yeah. So, right. Let's try this again. I got to keep. What the fuck? This kid's on fucking falling over. Maybe there's something else to play here. Right, I'm going to kill the app and restart it just in case things are going weird. It just does not want to load. Or 11. Right, if you, I guess the stream's a bit off. If you know what's going on with 8 and 11, please let me know. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Ah, their tagline is JPEG, not JPG. Oh, let me just check that. Thank fuck someone was actually watching along with this stuff. They're JPEG. Can I just rename it? Shift F6, Alt F6. Ah, for fuck's sake, whatever it is. Refactor, rename. I think you can just rename it to JPEG. That might work. JEP?
JPG.
JPG
is what you've put for the rest of them.
For the rest of them. If I just do that, and then I think this will work. There's another one there. Fuck's sake, one big dingus. Thank you very much. You were very useful in that scenario. I think that's them all. Will that work? I think it'll work. You know. It's still a JPEG of some sorts. That's right. Let's try this again. So, boom. Oh yeah. We're working. We haven't got 8 or 11 yet. Come on, 8 or 11. This is the game of random. Whenever you talk to your friends and family tomorrow, like, what did you do last night? You watched the guy refresh a page of random dog images, hoping for an 8 or 11. We got 11. It worked. We just need an 8. I'll take it as gold. Now some of the images are not scaled and not fucking sized correctly, which I'm terrible at this kind of stuff. I was talking to a guy recently about like how do you scale and size images. But my cheap dirty hack is I'm gonna make them all the same size as this one because I like the look of this dog. Talking more right there. I've been drinking enough of this. I need to have a cigarette too because we're coming up to about 3 minutes before I take another swig of whiskey. I have to have a cigarette before I do that. If you see me darting around, I'm looking for an ashtray, but it's somewhere around here. So I think we're gonna take the current size of this cute little doggy. If you disagree, comment. Also, big thanks to one big dingus. Like, you saved that fucking kerfuffle. I don't have a fucking clue. File names throw me over all the time. So I think we're gonna take the size of this. So if I inspect this, also this is like this is a drinking stream. I've been vaping already. I'm having a cigarette. Like if any of these things disagree with you, it's you don't have to watch. Don't worry about it. So how do you expect? So what is the size of this? This is 480 by 360. So actually, yes, we can now actually use some of the styles that are in our apps.svelte. So I can say not OMG, IMG. With what was that again? 480 by 380. No. What? Alright, 4D 360. Assuming that was the width, 480 pixels. Where's the X? 480 pixels? Why is that red? I don't know. We'll find out. Height 360 pixels. Anyway, the drink is really kicking in at the minute. I'm zooming in so I can see what's going on. 8 pixels? What is that complaining about? That's not width. That says window. That says windows. Ugh. Width. Yes, there we go. So we're going to restrict all the images to this height. Get rid of that blank line out of Pinacati. Fuck it. Right, so okay, the images are going to stretch. I'm not a fucking CSS expert. I can't resize images perfectly, but like they're all going to be the same size and height. They're going to work well for most of them. Look at those dogs. I really hope someone's watching this live stream and someone walks in and be like, what the fuck are you watching? Oh, okay. So something like image max width would work to resize them all equally. One Big Dingus. Love the name. I'll give it a try. Fuck it. We're going by the seat of our pants. Or something like that. I don't know. Right, so I copy pasta from his thing. Obviously get rid of the image part. So max width. Okay, wait, we max width. I don't know if we need a max height then because of their responsively images. If you give them a percentage instead of a pixel, they should stretch. We'll try what we can. It's looking better. I'm happy with this. I'm cautious as well that I need the piece and we've been on for a while. Whiskey check too. Where it's we're another half hour. Support. That's not support your local. Support your local Tesco's. Buy the cheapest whiskey.
No, don't support your local Tesco's. Support your local breweries.
Support your local. Well, like no one has a local Tesco. No, sorry. No one has a local whiskey brewery. Not a local whiskey brewery. I don't know. Support something. Jesus, that's fucking terrible.
Are you happy that I said 10 minutes every half hour rather than 10 minutes?
So, like, as my wife was informing me, I said every 5 minutes I would take a swig of whiskey. Jesus, we would not have made it this far. Right, so we're at like 10% at the point of the minute. So, right, we've got our random picture of our dogs. But we also need to control that. So we need a random button. I'm going to leave it inside of a div because I might try and style it later. Buttons don't style well inside, or Buttons don't style well at all. So we're going to create another div. We're going to create a button. We're going to say random. All caps are on purpose. Now, if we look back at the Svelte docs, not just for your benefit, but also for mine. We're on it right now. So there's this on-click pattern of how they handle the on-click. So I think we can create a variable. When we click the button, we change the variable. That changes what the image is, and that'll change what the dog is. So if we say, so we have current dog. I think we should. We're keeping name and we're keeping name because that was there before. We do let, because it's going to change. Dog number equals 1 by default, just in case. And then this is going to be dog number. Let's see if this still works. So we've got number 1. We got a random button. So then I want to say, shit, deleted. Oh, wait, we need to do functions. Function on ran click. I don't want to type random every time. And I want to say dog number equals random. Everything seems to be hoisted, so it doesn't matter in the order we're doing. I think this will work. And then so now we need to actually put an event handler onto our button. Oh, fuck, right, I'm going to just check and see if any more questions or comments. Nothing yet, but we're up to 5 views. So there's 5 people. Well, 6. There's 6 people who do not have anything better to do on a Saturday night. Oh, Anton Deck's Saturday night takeaway just ended. That's what's going on. Everyone's jumping on now. That's what I assume. So we need to link this up. So then we need to look at like, right, how does Svelte handle event handlers? So normally event handlers, if I do like a new scratch file, we do JSX, just for my own sanity, if I can type those letters. So normally you would have a button. So normally in like a React style or even jQuery style, you would do like on load, on click, something. You would create that, and then you would have function something, and it would do something. And I think Svelte does something similar. They like it reminds me almost of like of an Angular style syntax where you do like a binding to the DOM element. And this is the thing, like, it drives me mad about Svelte. Like, it gives you the option to see, like, right, this is the output of JavaScript, which is like, obviously, oh god, look at this is so small. Yes, it's just a button. But like, what is all this? Like, handle on click. What's instance self and props? How am I going to debug this? Meanwhile, my dog is trying to dig through the wooden floor. But she still falls on the, what was the scale we had? Good dog? She's on the very good dog. She's in the very good dog scale. No bias. But yes, so I think we need to apply the same logic to this button. So if we go back to the svelte docs, we can say they do on colon click, which I find interesting. The whole on and then colon click. I wonder that is like a colon is it's like on is the action and then colon is the browser action maybe. So like on change, on focus, on whatever. I don't know why they put the colon in there. Like you could have just done the same and then interpolated it at build time. I'm not sure, but for clarity's sake, I'm going to copy and paste this because the drink is starting to hit. So if we do on click equals on rand click, thank God WebStorm has autocomplete. So on a random click, we're going to do dog number call random, and that returns the random number, sets that variable. It initially is 1, so will this work? Refresh the page. No. What is wrong? I'm going to check live stream for anyone else. Okay, no one has any questions. No one has any things. Right, but there's another thing in Svelte where you have these computed properties. Is that going to come into play? Count equals. Am I doing this right? So dog number equals random. If in doubt, log it out. Actually, no, that's going to give us different every time. So if we do a new variable called random, what can we do? New dog. New dog. Technically, dog number should be equal new dog after we click it. Current dog is taking a dog number. So something should be happening. Right, let's clear the log and click random. So 5. Why is 5 not 3? So that is triggering that, but it's not updating this. So there's something I read about it where it doesn't listen to certain properties. I wonder, is it this computed properties? So if you've ever used MobX or those kind of frameworks, they have this idea of computed properties. If a property changes, it changes. So I wonder if we say dollar, what is it? Dollar, not pound, dollar semicolon cur dog equals dog number. So if dog number changes, current dog should change. Oh, it doesn't like that. Almost all that. This could end on disaster. I'm double checking the comments to make sure anyone has any suggestions. Right, let's jump back into the Svelte docs. I wanna like update something on a click, which we are doing. So like if we're doing the count based solution, select count doubled, count blah blah blah. If I click this, it's updating every time. What are we missing? It's not tabbing at me, but I'll tab it on random clicked. Dog number equals new dog. Current dog equals, well, the computer property didn't work unless, wait a minute, we do that and that Why aren't you working? You should work. You should work. Can I access before internalization? This is where the debugging is going to come in. So current dog, right? Fuck that. We're going to go back to dog number. And we'll see if that compiles. Right, so it's given us something different. It failed because it couldn't get. It couldn't get. Oh, right. So that actually worked. So if I make this maybe a template, a string. Fuck, right, undo. So if I make this a template, a string, do $, curly bracket, $, and I go up here and I create the thing myself. Maybe this will work. This must be super exciting for anyone watching along because they don't know what I'm trying to even achieve. If you are watching this, fair play to you. Support your local shops. My current dog is passed out. This is that boring. Right, this worked. Come on, random. Yes! It worked! How the fuck did that work? We need to figure that out. Anyone online, post some comments in. Right. We're good. Let's see, right. I'm gonna see if we're gonna take a quick studio break. I'm gonna fire on. This isn't monetized anyway, so I'm gonna just fire on some random music. Right. We're going to take a quick break while you look at this YouTube video or Spotify thing.
Applause. You're doing so well so far. And applause for doggies.
Okay. Speaker. So as I said at the start, this was not a professional live streaming, so excuse if I disappear there for a minute. I take a quick break. So, fuck, we're like already maybe an hour and a half in.
Do you want to just maybe stop and then?
No, right, wait, we got a random one. We can show random pictures of dogs. We've made something with svelte. I want to try and get the favourite button in. I think we can get that.
Okay, that's fine.
We're in the groove. I mean,
you can save it for the next video too.
Next video will be another thing. I'm getting like input from my producer here saying we should take a book. Right, fuck it. We've got 3 people, 5 watching along. One of which is the producer. So we got 4 people who are actually watching this. If you are, comment, say hello.
By the way, that wasn't me trying to like squash your screens. It was just length because we're very bad at timekeeping here.
We're close to another whiskey swig, so if you hang in, you'll see me take another swig of really, really, really cheap whiskey. So, right, back to the program. This is what is the point about. So we've got a random on-click random. I want to do a favorite kind of thing. So it turns out, right, so we created the current dog, which is a reference, which is a computed property, kind of what MobX and these other state management frameworks are like. Whereas the likes of like React and I think Angular too, they're more of here's your state, derive your state from it, and everything is just like, the state is state. Where like to me this is state, but it's not state because it's derived from other state. Like current dog is just dog number. Unless maybe I could flip this down. It works at the minute. I don't want to touch it, but this is like derived state, whereas I don't like the idea of something coming from something else when you cannot make, like, you need to make state from something. So let's add the favoriting system on. Let's get rid of all these notifications too. So we've got a random button. Right, we're going to do a heart button. Let's get a heart icon. No, not history. There you go, there's a heart icon. So, can we just steal this? God, how many clicks did it take to steal an image off the internet? Oh, it's an SVG, right? So I right click the save image, yes. Again, Finder, you're the worst thing in the world to do. We're going to put in the images record because we know that works already. Heart, if it's spelled. HTRT. Oh, it's sort of web. What the fuck is WebP? I've never used WebP before. Like, I hope that can just render into the browser. Oh, we got Mr. Gibson online. This is my me looking at the producer. She is messaging people to get them involved. If worst comes to worst, this is all being recorded, so I'll upload the recording afterwards. So we have this, but we want to be able to heart our favorite dogs. We're gonna heart all of them. I'll try not to heart all of them, actually. We need to make some sort of system, right? So next thing we do is we need to create a heart icon. So we're going to say, fuck it, I throw everything inside a div because I'm not a semantic HTML developer. I build JavaScript applications, and it's going to be img. Does this give me autocorrect? No, maybe not.
No.
Ah, fuck it. Right, what was that called again? img heart. No, I don't want to delete. HEART dot WEPB. What is a WEPB? I've never heard of this before. Will this show? It shows. Okay. It's a bit big. Let's make it smaller. So inspect. We'll throw some styles in this. Height. Nope. Okay. The drink is definitely setting in. We're 5 minutes away from another whiskey shot, so we'll see how this game goes. Height is 100 pixels. Perfect. Right. So we know we can do. Right. Well, we want to give this a class name. Good thing about Svelte is it localizes all the styles to where you are. So even though I'm building like a style for an image here, I'm going to give this a class name just in case. I'm going to say heart, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom of this and then just give it a class name just to be specific. Height, I think it was 100 pixels. Yeah, 100 pixels. That's not a P, that's an O. And the semicolon's in the wrong place. But I think Svelte is very good. Like it like localizes the styles to where you are. I need a top up on wine. But we're going to refresh this to make sure. Oh, look at that heart. So we can now heart our puppies. We need a top up of wine. Oh. Sad times. As the producer shakes her head. So, right, I want to link this up to be able to, right. I want a list of all the puppies who are hearted. So there was something in the Svelte docs that caught my eye, and it was talking about arrays. So yes, updating arrays. So they don't update the state when you do a push or anything like that. They only update when you mutate the array. Kind of like how, it's funny that whenever I started working with React, it was very much like I grew up doing jQuery and just vanilla JavaScript. And push and put and that kind of stuff was it was just widely used. But now this idea of like a mutable and mutable state was all the kind of rage. And I was like, right, well, they're very much like, right, do mutable state, which I actually kind of love because like it's clear to understand this is what's getting spread into that. Someone who hasn't learned like any ES6 JavaScript isn't going to understand what's going on because it's not nature, it's not born to you. Just looking back at the comments here. Oh, so one of my biggest, you're the number one commenter. Yeah, I never heard of WebP before either. I never thought it was going to work, but it seems to work. Maybe it is like the web image formatting. Oh, fuck, right. It's the image blah blah blah. So it's something. It's fucking something, right? It's back to what we're doing. So so svelte is very like how it interacts with arrays. Like if you have an array and you start pushing it, it's not actually going to update the state. It's not going to update the UI based on that. So I find that interesting. Where it is you have to like almost like recreate the array and like do like a spread in it. There's computational costs with that. But I think if you're from the background of using like Redux and React context, like you're already thinking in the immutable way of coding, which I think is a good way to code because you can ascertain really easily like what you have at the start and what you have at the end. You're not pushing something into the middle or the end or the start of an array and then you never know what that array is. Like you're always creating a new array every time. I always say that because I think we're going to go for an array of like who are the good doggos. So let's give that a try. Like we're already running on an hour and a half. I'm going to try and get this done as quick as possible. So func on like. I wish I had built some sort of Tinder style thing, but fuck it. We're going to say it passes in the ID of the dog. And then we're going to have to create an array of our like dogs without a slash. So we're going to say let good dogs. All dogs are good. This one is the good dogs. Good dogs. It's an empty array. Fuck, if I could type. And I think then we want to say good dogs equals dot 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 good dogs slash ID. So technically on like should add the dog to the good dogs array. And if we say right, I hate everything on one line, so we're going to new line everything. That takes a backslash. We say on. It's going to be on colon click because we're doing svelte. On like, I think on like. And can we get? Oh, we can get dog number then. So we can say dog number. If this works, not like that. If this works, we can take dog number and we can pass dog number into our own like function. And then below this, we're going to do another div and hope that the styling is something. For now, I'm just going to do a JSON stringify. And I can't remember what do we call that? We called it good dogs. We called it good dogs. Nope, not there. Good dogs. So we're going to just stringify our good dogs, and when we like them, it's going to add them to that, which then should update this because it's listening to good dogs. I think. So we refresh our app. Keep the console open because there's going to be errors. Before we do that, we're going to just jump in and check the chat. You see the chat to myself. So we got the Agamen bar. What are you using for the stream? Yes, OBS. I'm using OBS for the stream. It took me longer than I thought it was going to take me to use, but at the same time I didn't read anything about it, and I clicked and watched a couple of YouTube videos. To Matthew Heath, hello, welcome. It's near the end, but we're going to have a couple more drinks anyway. So random still works. Now we have to like this because this is pepper. Oh, right, so pepper must be 3. If we check the network panel, where's the network panel? It's already there. It's already there. Yeah, so we've loaded up 3. We do random, like, random, like, random. Not my dog, so random. I kind of have to like that. So, right, we're building on numbers. Right, I'm going to take one more swig of whiskey. I want to give names to these dogs too. And if you're still watching along, fair fucks to you. Like, we got 5 concurrent views. We've got like maybe like I'm gonna do like another half an hour. I'm gonna do this until like 9 o'clock, and I'm gonna kill it. We'll see how it goes. Look at that dog. That's a spirit animal. Jesus, that's terrible whiskey. But right, we can do better. So we can go to Mockaroo. If I can type. Mockaroo is like, yeah, Mockaroo is like the kangaroo. Come on. I want to give these dogs names.
I can give them names.
Oh, I'm going to give them names. I'm going to give every dog a name. Because that's what they deserve. So, I'm going to say... ID. So, if you've never used Mockaroo before, Mockaroo is a very good service. No sponsor. Fuck out. No one would sponsor this. I want a number... Because I want the numbers to start at a certain point. Minimum is 1. Max is going to be... 16. Sorry, I had to drink my wine. A name, and we're going to choose name. When he gives him a name, there must be some sort of name. Animal, common name. We only need 16 fields. Beauty is Mockaroo. Don't need to just preview it. Ah shit, no, I need to change it to JSON. Nope. Yes. Preview. Right, this is going to dirty the shit into our thing. I wonder, can we export it from somewhere else? Right, well, no, we're going to drop it here because like this is the dirty hack. Right, const dog names, and then boom. So now every what the fuck? There's like there's like 2 7s in there. Okay, this might not work. That shouldn't be a random number. We'll try ID. There's a couple of the same names. Right, what we're going to do is, for time's sake, we're going to just make them good boys. Or good dogs. Good dogs. So we're going to say... we'll create an object because svelte allows us to do that. And we're going to say, right, In here, I'm going to do a template string dog space get the current dog. Who's the current dog? Oh, it's the result of ran dog. The ran, oh yeah, ran dog number. Nope, not there. Ran dog number, square brackets, and what do we have dog names. We have dog name, and we do dog names dot name. Now I'm on Chrome, and I think it has. It probably doesn't have the optional chain, so I'm gonna have to do like a dirty if statement. So if that dog exists, use this dog name, or good dog. And let's see. Good dog. Good dog, good dog. It's always good dog. Well, that obviously didn't work. Check back in the comments. Okay, so we got one from Dave Gibson. Use row number instead of row. Oh, yes, yes, right. So we're going back to mockery. Fuck that shit, right. Row number. Yes, row number. We can set a min and a max. That's not right. Yes. Okay, actually, that is so much better. So much better. So if we go back actually and change this. Quick way to change things, minus it, paste it. Did that work? Yes, so every dog has a name. And they're very actually dog namey too, which is interesting. So now we can say if, so we're going to say image heart. No, it's not that image. Right. So dog number, so the span is dog number, and then dog names dot name. So now we can change this. Thank you very much, Mr. Gibson. So now that should give a name to every dog. Or not. The property name is undefined. Your array is the wrong way around. It should be dog names, dog number. Thank you. So it should be dog names, dog number. Right. So if we go back to where we were, ah, yes, I can see it now. Whoever else is listening, like, you're getting a lesson on crappy programming. Now that is a crappy auto-generated name for that dog. I know you could have named them. White front bee eater. Here, that actually kind of worked out well. So, right, let's now be like, right, I want to create a favorite list. So when we click on the heart, this is our heart. I'll click like dog. I want to like the dog number, and then we can render the dog number because we already know what the dog number is. So we're already on liking dog number, So we build it in the good doggos. So let's then map over it. So good doggos dot map. No, not match media. Dot map. And we're gonna say dog, because I can't do toggle. Alright. I wonder, does this work like React, where I can then just say return? I think for now I'm just going to do return. Can I do span? I think this has to be a templated string. I don't think Svelte really cares about JSX. So I'm going to do a span. And then I'm going to do dollar. Close my span. Thank you, Webstorm, for finishing that off for me. And I want to do dog names dot dog number dot name, because we don't have that already. I think that could work. No, we need this dog variable, and the dog variable is going to be this, because I think the dog is the dog and the dog is the index. So let's see what this is. Right. So random, heart. Oh, well, okay. Oh, I know what this is. We need to do at HTML. Let's say random, my dog, random, my dog. Yeah, the at HTML thing is kind of catching me out. Let's see if anyone's talking in the comments. Right, we got like the last 15 minutes before I'm going to give up and end the stream. I think we've built an application where I can like look at dogs, I can say random, and then I can like them. Maybe give up. Maybe make this a list item. Oh, for fuck's sake! Right. Make this a EL, and then LI. And maybe that'll change something. Why is it in at HTML? Fuck that HTML. I love that HTML. There's something in the Svelte docs around printing HTML inside HTML. They do it in a certain way, but I'm not going to get into it. I think we're getting close to our time. Well, we were way past our time a long time ago. But I think we've built an app where like I can say like, this is a good dog. I like this dog. This is a good dog. I like this dog. This is a good dog. I like this dog. We've built something, and it's up to the opinion of the people who are watching. We got no new comments in the channel, so I think I'll give it another minute, take another swig of whiskey. If people like this or care about it, I may do it one more time. That whiskey is terrible. My producer is like looking heavily down upon me at this moment. Oh Jesus! Right, I know there's a lag in the stream, so I'm going to let it lie open for another little bit to catch any comments. But I think like we built a good dog, a very good dog app, where we could randomly look at dogs and like them. Yeah, I think so. So if we're kept under quarantine, we'll probably build more.
I'll design it and you can build it. I'll flesh it out.
And if you have any other questions after the stream ends, you can follow me on Twitter at Chris Laughlin. It's on the screen. I don't know how to end this. I didn't know how to start it, so I will end it.
Goodbye world, but goodbye drunk world.
Goodbye drunk world. Oh no, okay, we got one question. What are the benefits of this of React? Okay, so one big dingus. I generally don't know. It seems just like another way of, doing DOM manipulation. If you've ever used Angular, or you've ever used, Backbone or Marionette, it all very much feels the same. And I wonder how Svelte is this kind of idea where I think that their idea is that it's not what you build, it's how the fact that it comes out the pipe. And I don't know if that's really a big problem for most companies. Like if I'm building a tool that is going to mobile users in the outskirts of India, yeah, I'm going vanilla JavaScript. If I'm building something that needs to go to like corporate companies, I'm going to go React and Angular and Vue.js. I don't know how Svelte fits into this. It's an interesting take. How they do it and how their pros are maybe just questionable in what's going on. If that answers any questions. I know there's probably a delay in this, so like I'll hang on for a second. Thank you, Brian. Right, I think I'm gonna end it with the sign off. A swig of Tesla's cheapest whiskey. Keep social distancing.
Hang on, actually, because we're doing
come on,
about dogs,
producer, come in.
because we're doing about doggies, we need to show you out before we go. Can you see your thing?
Huh?
Goodbye, world. Goodbye. Sorry for my face.
Fuck. That's so bad.
No, don't. I'm good.
But yeah, fuck. Thank you for everyone who watched along and asked questions. Big thanks to one big dingus. Is it dingus?
Dingus.
Yeah, dingus. Yeah, fair play to you. Like you were a good help. You too, Mr. Gibson and Mr. Carr, if you're still watching. I may try this again. Keep an eye on the channel. Subscribe, like. Ugh, I'm not Casey Neistat. I can't do that kind of shit. So fuck it, whatever. Do what you want to do. Fuck that. I think I'm gonna get a kill out of here. Good night.